And now for Lee's debut as director and my personal favorite of his collection. Like the others, it's a simple tale about a man who travels to Italy to help a Chinese restaurant that's been targeted by the local mob. Lee makes the bold move to show off his comedic side, portraying his character as a bit of a goof who fails to be taken seriously by anyone. He doesn't even throw a single punch until about the 40-minute mark. The bulk of the movie is instead devoted to Lee's character struggling to adapt to a foreign environment, likely calling upon his experiences coming to America for the first time. He doesn't understand the language, has difficulty trusting foreign currency, certain social customs are lost on him, and he has a literal running gag about his reaction to the food, and so on. The overall plot is also set up during this time, and when things come to a head, the tone shifts to the more familiar Bruce Lee seriousness. It doesn't quite have the same impact as the Big Boss, but it's still pretty impressive. The conflict quickly escalates as Lee fights off the gangsters, quite possibly demonstrating his widest range of hand-to-hand and weapon-based combat, the dual nunchaku being a definite highlight. When the mob reaches the point where they realize they can't defeat Lee, they bring in 3 of the top martial artists around. Whether or not they're honest warriors just looking for a good fight or straight-up mercenaries is never explained. One of them is played by Robert Wall, who would go on to be Lee's most recurring on-screen opponent. Then, of course, we have the debuting Chuck Norris. Chuck revealed that he and Lee became friends shortly after he won the Karate Heavyweight Championship. And about 2 years after Lee had left for Hong Kong, he called Chuck out of the blue saying, "Hey, I've done 2 movies already, I'm working on my 3rd, and I want you to play the final opponent." So Chuck jokingly replied, "Cool, so who wins?" And Bruce says, "Well, I do. I'm the star." And Chuck just gave a jolly laugh saying, "Oh, I get it. You want to beat the champ." So Bruce just calmly replied, "No, I want to kill the champ." So after making short work of the other 2, Lee is led to the Roman Colosseum, which apparently involved a good deal of guerrilla filmmaking. Anyway, he faces Chuck Norris in one of the most epic clashes in martial arts cinema. Not content to simply have a fight, Lee used the scene to express his views about the martial arts in general. He opens the match by using traditional gung fu techniques and gets thoroughly thrashed for his troubles. When he realizes the weakness in his approach, he changes tactics and adopts an eclectic, free-flowing form that represents the essence of Lee's philosophy, Jeet Kune Do, having no style as style. When the tide starts to turn against Chuck Norris's character, he also tries to adopt this form, but he's too committed to the rigidness of his own style to make it work. But even then, Lee wasn't content. In the aftermath of their epic clash, Lee actually stops the movie cold so he can pay respect to a fellow human being. In this one moment, nationality, pride, the fact that he was an adversary have no meaning. It's a universal message that anybody can get behind. There are many who say Enter the Dragon was his masterpiece, but personally, I say this one is. Even if you're not a fan of Bruce, you owe it to yourself to check this one out.